Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. And if you are new here, welcome to my channel, guys. My name is Marina. I am a certified lash tech based in Toronto, Canada, and I like making lash extension videos. And today I am going to be focusing on the topic of working with delicate lashes. Now, this client has very delicate lashes, but not only does she have delicate lashes, she has a lot of gaps. And I'm not too sure if it's because she damaged the lashes from her strip lashes that used to wear or something else, but she tends to have big gaps. So I'm going to be talking about how to kind of close those gaps in and kind of how I work with very thin and short lashes. So before I get into it though, like I always say, I need to put this disclaimer out there. Everything I'm sharing with you guys is just what works for me. And in no way, shape, or form am I saying that this is the only way to do lash extensions. So I always encourage everyone to continue learning from different sources and different content creators. But for me, I am going to be touching upon these delicate lashes. And I do find that a lot of Asians have very delicate, thin lashes like myself. And also just naturally, some people have very thin lashes. Now, I do think that there's a difference between short lashes and delicate lashes. Short lashes could just be short, but they could be thick. So when they're thicker, I find that they're a little bit stronger and they can maybe hold a little bit more. But even if they're long and they're thin, I do find that they're a little bit more fragile. So you got to be really careful because like I always say, and the main thing I always tell my clients is the ultimate goal of mine is to keep your lashes healthy and strong, like just the same as before you got lash extensions. So if I were to do a removal, those lashes should still stay the same, excluding the ones that have fallen out obviously from natural growth cycles. So what I do with really thin lashes is that I usually use a 0.03 fan, but only pick up a little bit. So 0.03 I find is very commonly used for mega volume. This is because you can make really large fans that are wider, but the fan itself is lighter because the hairs are finer. And because of this, you can actually make quite a full and dense look using 0.03. Now, the thing that I would try to focus on though is to not use too much product, or else you're going to be charging a mega volume set. However, with clients like the one I have today, sometimes they have such sparse lashes that even by using 0.03, as you can see at the very end, it'll still look fairly full, but not as full as a mega volume because I'm not making the fans as dense and as wide. So something I would try to focus on is to pick up only a very small amount of lashes, but make the fans as wide as possible because the wider the fan, the fluffier and more dense your look is going to be. If they are thinner, I find that they're a little bit more textured. It could be a little bit more spiky looking, although it can still have that fullness look. I find that with wider fans though, it is a lot darker looking. And something else to really focus on is how you dip your glue. When you are dipping your glue for delicate lashes, you have to make sure that you don't have any of those excess little bubbles or droplets that you can find if you pull out the lash extension too fast. And when you do that and you use too much glue, this can actually cause more weight for the lash extension, thus having premature fallout from the actual natural lash, meaning that you're actually damaging the lash at the end of the day. If a client comes and she feels like her lashes are falling out too fast, but also with her lash like attached to it, that just means that it's probably way too heavy and you're gonna have to alter how you make your fans and really try to accommodate your client's look. Something else to keep in mind when working with delicate lashes is to have a communication with your client. A lot of people think that just because they show you a photo, that's how it's going to look at the end of the day when they walk out of the appointment. Unfortunately, guys, not everyone's eyelashes are the same. I have said this before in my previous videos. Everybody has different lashes. Everybody has different amounts, length, curl, everything. Lashes aren't gonna look exactly like how the client wants them to, and it's our job as a lash tech to make sure we communicate that to them so that they're not disappointed when they leave the appointment at the end of the day. So something that I told her before we got into it is that she wanted a strip lash look. Now, making a strip lash look with delicate and spaced out lashes is extremely difficult. It won't turn out how my normal lash sets turn out when I do a strip lash look, but I try my best to really fill those gaps in and map it out accordingly so that the spikes are going to be prominent enough, but also still surrounded by fans so that they still stick up upright. This client had a very large gap near the inner corner of her eye. That gap really stressed me out, I'm not gonna lie. What I did to kind of close in that gap was at the two outer natural lashes that were surrounding that gap, so the two lashes on each side of the gap, I made the fans extremely wide. And when I made those fans wide, they reached out enough so that they kind of crossed over each other, closing that gap and also not damaging her natural lashes. So that's something that you need to kind of take into consideration. There are a lot of other methods I've seen of how people kind of close these gaps in. I just find that this is probably the healthier way. It might not look as uniform as you want it to, but that's not really your fault. And there's nothing really much you can do about it because that's just the client's natural lashes. You can also let them know that it's not going to turn out how whatever reference photo they sent you, or you can ask them to use a lash growth serum and come back when their lashes are a lot healthier. This can be avoided, the whole coming in and telling them to come back. I wouldn't recommend doing that. What I would do is, if you've never had this client come in before, get them to send you a picture of their lashes before they come into their appointment so that you can kind of analyze what their natural lashes look like, what do you have to work with, and so on. And so that just kind of gets you an idea of the diameter of lashes that you can use, along with how wide the fans are going to be, and etc., and going forward. So yeah, especially if you're going to do also a classic set on a very thin lashed girl, I would not recommend going anything heavier than a 0.18. Even that, for this client, I feel like 0.18 might be a little heavy. I would stick to 0.15, but in terms of volume or hybrid or any of that, I would go 0.03, very light fans, but they come out looking airy and pretty at the very end. So those are some tips that I have that I feel have worked for me when I've been working with very delicate lashes. I hope that this helps you guys in some type of way. And remember, you can always create looks, and you gotta adjust your looks and your fans according to your client. So I know 0.05 and 0.07 is commonly used with hybrids or volumes, but in this case, sometimes 0.03 might be the safer option, just to make sure that you keep the integrity of that natural lash. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, leave a comment in the comment section down below. I post every Sunday around 6:15, and I appreciate you guys so much. If you guys want me to make any certain particular videos, please send me suggestions. You can DM me, you can leave them in the comment section below, and I will try to make videos pertaining to what you guys want and what topics you guys want me to touch upon, because I'm always open for new ideas. Alright guys, thank you so much, and I'll see you next week. Bye!
Let's go on.